welcome back to another episode of Whitney's World podcast. I'm your host, Whitney Morgan Ward, and I am so thankful that you've tuned in wherever you're at on this planet. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is episode 66. I cannot express to you guys how thankful I am to be on this journey. If you've been following me, you guys know I have been through it and back and trying to find my way, really just having faith, having a belief, believing in myself, believing in the universe, God, the source within me that is leading and guiding me, my higher self, all of the things. I am just so thankful. And as you can tell, I'm very happy to be here with you guys today. Today, I want to talk about something that has really been in my awareness and something I've really been learning through my awakening, my spiritual awakening, and my journey through manifestation, manifesting a better life for myself, and all the things that I'm working on manifesting. So today, we are going to talk about one universal law that has been really popping up recently in my life and really giving me a lot of clarity. This law is really showing me a lot of things and why I've gone through the trials and tribulations that I've gone through. And I really want to explain that to you because maybe you are going through some difficult times right now. Maybe you are trying to manifest a better life for yourself. My podcast, I explain to people, is all about spirituality, personal development, and manifestation. So the next few weeks, I really want to go more into manifestation, how to manifest better for you, how to call the things in that you want to call in, because if you have the desire on your heart, it is meant for you. If there's a desire on your heart, it means that somewhere in the quantum universe, in the quantum field, that there's a version of you experiencing that. That is why you have the desire on your heart. So I know I haven't really gotten into a lot of quantum physics, but if you know anything about Dr. Joe Dispenza, he really teaches a lot about quantum physics, the quantum field, quantum jumping, leaping. A lot of people in manifestation talk about that. I do have a podcast a few months ago. I talk about a quantum leap that I had. So if this is just kind of all the things I want to kind of get into. I've been studying this a lot. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, a lot of Audible books, a lot of things, just really trying to grasp my mind around what's actually going on, the nature of reality, and how I can call in the things into my life that I want, that are going to better me, better my life, and prove to you guys that if I can do it, you can do it. So hopefully it's going to show you that you can do the same thing. So that's what we're going to go into today. We're going to go into a little bit about universal laws and manifestation. So the law that I want to talk about today, there are 12 universal laws. The one that I want to talk about today is the law of polarity. So if you know anything about universal laws, you might have heard about this, but you've definitely seen the yin and yang symbol. It is that symbol with like the fishes, it kind of looks like two fish, but there's the white and the black and they intertwine. That is the yin yang symbol. That is the sign for the law of polarity. So the law of polarity is a universal principle that states everything in life has two opposites. These two opposites are interconnected. Essentially, for one thing to exist, the opposite must also exist. This is where we get positive and negative, okay? And like I said, you might have seen the symbol of the yin and yang sign. And if you know, I'm all about the signs, the symbols, all the codes that the universe is trying to give us and speak to us. Okay, so I'm your girl for all the signs and symbols. I am always looking to the universe to show me the keys, explain what the heck's actually going on in this reality. And believe me, I've not stopped seeking and I will not stop seeking. I will say that when I started getting into manifestation, universal laws, reality, quantum physics, how to heal your body, all these things, This is what lights me up. This is what gets me going. And the more that I learn it and the more that I teach about it, the more that it is ingrained into my subconscious mind. And the more that I know these laws are given to us by God so we can rule and reign over this realm. So, for example, we're going to go back to the symbol. There is no light without darkness. There is no hot without cold. There is no success without failure. There is no love without hate. This law highlights that opposites are just two sides of the same coin and that they are complements of each other. Okay. So hopefully, and this has really helped me on my journey because believe me, I have not always been this. I have been working very hard on myself to be the best version of myself. And I am on the way, but I'm not there yet. But these things, these laws really help me. Knowing that we have universal laws at our fingertips that we can tap into really gives me like a sense of peace and hope in this realm, because for a long time I've felt like a victim. I felt like, why am I here? What's going on? Why did we just get planted in this horrible place? And like, that's it. Like, what's going on? So when I moved, which we're going to go into a little bit of that later, but when I moved, I woke up and I had my spiritual awakening, and I've just been on a journey to open my mind because I want to live my best life. And I've always had the belief that if they can do it, I can do it. And I'm here to tell you that you can do the same thing. And hopefully my life is a testament that if I can do it, you can do it. So in practice, the law of polarity teaches us that challenges, setbacks, and negative experiences are necessary for growth. In contrast, it suggests that every negative situation holds the potential for a positive outcome, depending on how we perceive and respond to it. And that's it. Everything in this realm is how you perceive it and how you respond to it. I really like the way that Abraham Hicks talks about this. If you don't know who Abraham Hicks is, YouTube her. She channels a consciousness and just explains more in depth of like this realm and how things work, a lot of manifestation, mindset work, and all of these things. But Abraham Hicks talks about contrast, stating that the contrast that we have in life is good because the contrast that we experience, first of all, shows us what we want and the things that we don't want. So we can move through them, we can move past them, and we can decide, okay, I'm never going back to that because I saw the way it made me feel and I don't want to feel like that. So now I know I've learned and I can move on. The problem is that most people don't learn. They continue down the same toxic cycles for long periods of time. So the contrast in your life is given to you so that you can move on, learn the lesson, and keep going and keep expanding. That you don't need to keep spiraling. You don't need to keep experiencing the same shit all the time that makes you feel horrible about yourself. But you can learn like, okay, I have the contrast in my life to help me grow. It's not to keep you stuck. It's not to keep you a victim. It's not to keep you in this poor little life. You have the contrast so you can learn the lesson and move on and expand and grow. When she also talks about how most people are not being conscious creators, they're being lazy reactors. So this kind of took me a little bit to wrap my head around. So we are the creators of our reality. We are all here to create. The problem is that most of us are creating reality that we do not like because we do not change our minds, and we continue to spiral, and we live in a realm that is literally attraction based. So the realm that we live in is, and that's where we get the law of attraction. We get who we are being. So if you are continuing to vibrate low, you are going to continue to attract to you low vibe things. So if you do not elevate your mindset, you do not change your mind and decide, I can be a conscious creator. I can start to change my mind, reprogram my mind to bring me new things. That is conscious creation. We are always creating, just most people are constantly creating negativity. So they are constantly thinking about horrible things. They're in a negative mindset. So when you are in a negative mindset, you continue to get negative pulling towards you and attracting to you, because we live in an attraction-based universe and we get who we are being. So if you want to get nice things, if you want to elevate your life, you have to step into that version of you. You have to elevate who you are being. Then you can change the attraction to negative to positive. I meant to say from negative to positive. The polarity. Okay? So when you are a conscious creator, you have to be conscious of the creation of the reality you're creating. If you don't like the reality you're creating, you need to change from negative to positive. Change your mind. Stop being a lazy reactor, meaning that you get a bill in the mail and instead of spiraling out of control and freaking out, you just can be like, okay, well, if I get a bill, that means the money's coming in to pay it. I'm not sure how it's coming, when it's coming, where it's coming from, but I know if I'm getting it, the universe is going to bring me the money. That is being a conscious creator. A lazy reactor is being the person that is spiraling out of control, is so angry and upset about the bill, the unexpected bills, and they continue to spiral in negativity. So what happens? You attract more negative. But when you change and you realize, you know what, I'm a conscious creator, I change my reality by my thoughts. And if I'm getting a bill, that means the money is coming in to pay it. Universe, bring it to me. That is the shift that I've had to make in my mind. I am still working on that. But just being aware, realizing that I am in control, that I am a conscious creator. I don't need to be a lazy reactor reacting to the 3D circumstances that I don't want. I can start to change my mind, think positive thoughts, step into the version of the person I actually want to be, start being her, and start to consciously create that reality. That is where the law of polarity comes into. You realize that if there is a negative, there has to be a positive. It is law. It is a universal law. It never turns off. And I really cannot believe we were not taught this stuff in school, because if we were taught this stuff in school, we would be living in a completely different world than we are today. But it's okay, because like I said before, it's our responsibility to learn these things now and go and teach our children, to teach ourselves, to change it, change our minds, and realize that we are conscious creators. We can change our realities by changing our minds. It is law. So you use the law how you want it, but the laws are always working. They never turn off. And this is tapping in to God consciousness. Like, this is what we've been looking for our whole lives. This is what we've been wanting that people didn't know because people didn't understand. It wasn't taught to us. But now there's so much info on this, and you can start to change your mind. And yes, it is confusing at first. But when you just realize, like, okay, the old is not working for me, so I'm going to start to see what else is out there to see if that works. When it starts clicking, you realize, like, the universal laws are the keys to this realm. And when you can learn how to use them, your life is going to change. And again, that's where the law of polarity comes in, because if you're experiencing negative, that means that there is on the opposite side the positivity. Okay, so the law of polarity emphasizes the idea of balance, and it can help us see opportunities for change and growth even in difficult times. Okay, we all know I've been selling real estate since 2017, and if you don't know that, now you know. I'm going to bring the law of polarity in a real estate example because everyone's going to know what I'm talking about when I talk about this. In real estate, the law of polarity is showing us exactly what it does. We have real estate booms and busts. If you know anything about the 2008 crash, people still talk about it to this day and think it's going to happen, and it's not going to happen. Sure, we are going to have dips, and real estate can be a roller coaster, but we're not going to see a 2008 crash again because we don't give out loans like we did back then. Basically, anyone then could get a loan, and that's what made the market crash, was because they were just giving out loans to people that really had no business getting them. And now there's a lot. If you've bought a house, you know how annoying it is. You have to give them basically your soul. There's no pun intended in that, but if you know, you know. If you know what the word mortgage means, just look it up. If you don't, look it up. Anyway, it's conspiracy. We're not getting into that. We are staying on topic so we can get our best lives flowing, people. Okay, let me just bring it back. I got off track. Sometimes having a podcast it's just so fun, but it's also like you could really go down rabbit holes when you start talking, and like I can't go down rabbit holes right now. So in real estate, you have a crash and you have a boom. In 2020, real estate was booming, okay? I called an agent. I had a buyer that wanted to submit an offer. Houses had been on the market like literally that day. She already had 25 offers. 25 offers, okay? But in 2008, you couldn't sell your house to save you, right? That's the law of polarity. When there's a negative, there has to be a positive. So when 2008 happened, there had to be the exact opposite in positivity, okay? So we're thinking to the positive side. So even in real estate, we see the law of polarity, where the market, can go up and down. So that's a good example. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. So let's talk about the law of polarity with healing your body. This is something that I've really had to work on in my own little mind, my big mind, is healing my relationship with food. And I think for a lot of you, this is really going to make sense. And again, still working on this, but I've gotten a lot better. In my past, I've looked at food and I'm like, I shouldn't eat that. It's too fattening and it's going to make me fat. And I send the food like so much negativity, even though I want it because it tastes so good and it looks good. And I know it's going to make me so happy, but I send it so much negativity. You demonize the food and you make the hamburger like a demon. And then you eat it. No wonder you can't lose weight. No wonder you're gaining weight. No wonder you have such a negative concept of food, and like because you demonize the food and you send it so many bad vibes that when you eat it, it doesn't sit well with you. It's all your mindset, people. Everything in this realm is mindset. You have to change your mind. Think about this, which is what I've been doing. You bless your food. You pray for your food. This is what even religious scripture talks about. When you pray for your food and you send it good energy, you're like, I'm so thankful for this. It's going to fuel me. It's going to lift me. It's going to taste so good. It's going to feel so good. And it's just, my body's going to take what it needs and it's going to get rid of the rest. But I'm just so thankful for this fuel that this burger is going to give me. I'm just so thankful. And you eat it and you enjoy it. Like, do you see the law of polarity that we just created with the hamburger? And when you do that, the effects that it's going to have on your body when you send it hate and when you give it love. Like, just try this. Start to test yourself. test these things. Don't take my word for it, because I've been testing them and my life's changing. You try it. When you go to eat something, bless it. Be thankful for it. Enjoy it. Tell it that it's going to fuel you and give your body the energy that you need and how thankful you are, and bless the hands that made it. Like, guys, this is the key. This right here is going to change everything for you. Everything is mental notes. It is the dominant belief that you are operating out of that is causing the effects to you and the world around you. So when you are living your life in negativity always, in lack always, in fear always, where is the love? Where is the joy? Where's the hope, the freedom? It's nowhere, because you are spiraling in negativity. We need to switch it. We need to know, you have to know that you chose to come here to enjoy, to live a life of freedom and bliss and excitement and travel and fun and love, not the other way around. So you can change your story with using the law of polarity. You can start to look at life with the light and love. Something also that Abraham Hicks teaches is she tells you to focus on what makes you feel good. This is why I started rollerblading and also playing beach volleyball, which I haven't done in a while, but there's a reason why. I've been doing some physical therapy lately. But when you focus on the things that make you feel good, you start to elevate your energy. You raise your vibration. Maybe you listen to a song. Maybe you go on a walk in nature. Maybe you go lay at the park and just look at the clouds. Maybe you call a friend. Maybe you go on a vacation. Maybe you travel by yourself. Like, I don't know. There's so many things that you can do. Maybe you start to plant some plants. There's so many things that you can do, that you can shift your focus from negativity to positivity easily. You just have to change your story. You have to become the conscious creator and not the lazy reactor. It's all in your mind. When I moved, if you know my story, when I moved to Florida, and this is law of polarity, this is the whole thing. When I moved to Florida, my world came crumbling down. Crumbling. Okay? Literally, I lost everything that I had built. My business, friends, but like, because I moved, So didn't have my friends anymore. I lost so many of my possessions. I lost so much money, time, really my business. That was like the biggest thing. I can tell you right now, the universe works in very mysterious ways. When I lived in Colorado, I was not going down the right path. I was not living the life that my soul came here to live. And I was also not listening to the signals that were being given to me. When everything came crumbling down and I lost everything, I did not realize that this was the law of polarity at work, because when there is a negative, there is an exact opposite positive, right? And so I, in that moment, was like living in this like victim mentality. I'm a victim. Oh my gosh, all these things happened to me. all my stuff's destroyed. I have to rebuild my life. I didn't choose this. This wasn't my choice. This was forced upon me. My life was ripped away from me. But it had to happen. If this crumbling didn't happen, I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. And even though the past 2.5 years, it's been very hard for me to see that. Well, I really noticed. I really turned this story around like 6 months ago, beginning of the year. So 9 months ago? Oh my gosh, it's already the end of September. So almost 10 months ago. It's really when, I was able to flip it in my mind. I started learning about all of this. I had my spiritual awakening, all of that. But the crumbling had to happen to get me on the right path, to get me on the path to positivity. So the negative had to happen to change, to force me to get onto the path, because I wouldn't have left Colorado. And I needed to leave because I needed to step into this version of me. I needed to step into this person. I had the calling on my life that I wasn't going to walk into or step into there. There's just no way. It was just too toxic. I needed everything to be taken from me, basically to be desperate to change, because I wouldn't have changed. But now there's so much positive, and I'm so thankful. And even maybe you're going through something in your own life where you're like, why is this happening to me? What is going on? My world is crumbling. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe you're having financial hardship. Maybe you just got broken up with. What I can tell you is, in order for you to get to where you need to go, you have to make space. And sometimes we don't do it on our own. So the universe, God, your higher self, source, whatever it is for you, has to make space and force the space so that you almost get desperate to be like, I surrender. I give up. I don't know what to do. I'm done. I'm done fighting. I'm just going to follow the path. I'm going to just start to read. I'm going to learn something. I'm ready to change. And then the universe is like, great, now we can start moving forward. But you have to unravel yourself from all of the things that maybe you're wrapped up in. So you have to go through like an unraveling. Someone explained it as in, it's like a slingshot. You have to be stretched. And you're like, how much? I can't handle anymore. Don't give me any more. I can't do it. I'm so stretched. And then it's like, ting. And then it lets you go. But you have to be stretched. You have to unravel yourself to be let go and to catapult you into your desires, to catapult you into your destiny, into your purpose. But you have to be willing. And so many people do not wake up to what's actually happening to them. What's actually happening to you is really the best thing that could ever happen to you. And it's your soul trying to tell you, like, just let go. Learn something. Aren't you tired of fighting? Don't you want like life to work out? How come it's working out for them? It could work out for you. Just relax. Focus on what makes you feel good. Change your life. Change your story. Learn about manifestation. Learn how to reprogram your mind. Do something for yourself. But sometimes we don't. So our world has to come crashing down to get us to move, to force the change. And that's what happened to me. Because again, there is no light without darkness. There's no light without the shadow. The law of polarity. Oh, doesn't it give you peace? It's funny because it's a peace sign. And if it doesn't give you peace, I don't know what to tell you. I hope that you just keep going and keep learning, because eventually it's going to click. Eventually you're going to have so much proof from people in the personal development stages. I'm like one story of millions that this has happened to, because the universe wants you to succeed. You came here for a reason. You didn't come here to be a victim and to be beaten up on. You came here to be a conscious creator. And unfortunately, we've been lied to and we've been taught things the complete opposite of how they should be. But it's okay, because we can change the story now. We can change, because we are the ones that are going to save ourselves. I don't know, but no one's coming to save you. You have to save yourself, and it's in your mind. You need to become resurrected in your mind. It's in here. When you learn that and you realize that your subconscious mind is running 95% of your life. 95%. Your conscious mind is only 5%. That's why conscious creation, you have to unravel everything you learned and then reteach yourself so you can run on the new program. Conscious creation, your creation, not the creation that was given to you. If you guys have not read the 4 Agreements, you need to read this. This book, I just started reading it again for the second time. So good. Talks all about how we've been programmed, we didn't choose the programming, and it's our responsibility to let all of that go, heal it, and then reprogram ourselves for why we really came here. Read that book. Super good. If you read it, let me know in the comments what you thought and if it changed your life, because it's really changing my life. But you came here to expand, to grow, to become a conscious creator, to create your reality, to live your soul's purpose, but you really have to choose it. It's like you have to get sick and tired of the version of who you are, of your circumstances, to be like, you know what? I'm ready to change. I'll do anything. Like, I'm desperate. I want that life. I want the best life. You can have it. If they can, you can. It's going to take you some time, but it's worth it, because like you are literally having to deconstruct like years of programming. That takes time, but it's so worth it, because when you can reprogram your subconscious mind so that it's actually running on the program you want it to, health, love, abundance, opportunity, magic, you can do that. But we're running in the program of fear, hate, resentment, shame, guilt. That's the old program. But what's on the law of polarity? Positive. The complete opposite. You just have to flip the coin. It's only on the other side. Just flip it. You got it. You can do it. I'm telling you, as you start to go on this path and you start to read and open yourself up, I promise you, so many things are going to make sense to you. So much healing is going to come to you. So much clarity and power and resilience. And then you're going to realize that the desires on your heart, the dreams inside of you, you can actually have them. It'll give you the power that you need to start to move in the direction of your desires, because you'll realize that you're the operant power of your reality. You're the conscious creator. You just have to wake up. Just got to reprogram, stop focusing on negative stuff. Shut that down. Ignore it. I heard the analogy today of when you walk into a mall and you're like trying to get, for me the other day, I had a photo shoot. If you guys saw some of my photos on Instagram and TikTok, but I had a photo shoot and I went and I can't even remember what I went for. What I went for, I did not find, but I did find that pink dress and score. Thank you. But you know, when you go to a mall and you go for something and those kiosk people are like, ooh, let me straighten your hair. Let me show you this face stuff. Like, miss. And you're like, nope, I didn't come for that. That's what you have to do to your reality. When something shows up that you don't like, ignore. I didn't come for that. Nope, move on. I'm going this way. Tunnel vision. That's how you're going to get to where you want to go. It's how you're going to manifest, by focusing on what you want to focus on and not allowing and giving all your attention to all the other stuff that doesn't serve you, that you don't want. It's okay to ignore things that you don't want to attract what you do want. And it's going to take a little time. Some people, though, get it quick. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. But once you get it, that's the magic. And you're deserving. That's why you came here. So wake up. But you have free will, so you don't have to. So people don't have to choose this. Some people choose to live a life of negativity. Let them. But you don't have to. You have free will. And you are a conscious creator, the creator in your mind. Change your mind. You have to choose to change your beliefs. Change to the positive side. Change from the negative to the positive. That's literally what the universal law of polarity is teaching us. If there's negative, there has to be positive. There has to be. It's law. And these laws never turn off. So, again, you can choose to live your life in bliss or bullshit. It's your choice. I hope that this helped you guys. This has been a realization that has helped me tremendously. So I really hope that you guys love it. Please comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the law of polarity, if it's changed your life, how it's changed your life. And so I love you guys. I am going to be back next Wednesday with probably some more on manifestation. I really want to get into some other laws of the universe because, again, it's just beautiful knowledge that when we tap into these laws of the universe, it gives us strength. It makes us realize that these laws never turn off and they're here for us so that we can manifest our best lives. We can create something beautiful for us, become conscious creators, change our reality, and teach other people they can do the same. So I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I hope you have an amazing week. I'll be back next week. And as always, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go. I love you.